السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Amani ya Mwenyezi Mungu imfikie Hussein na Ali mwana wa Hussein na wana wa Hussein na masahaba wa Hussein.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our program Lessons from Karbala with Sheikh Abdul Jalil from Washington and me, Naima Nanji. Please feel free to send your comments or your questions on the number on the screen below. Yes, and we were actually discussing lessons from Karbala and we're continuing with the same topic. And today we're going to discuss the importance of parents. Welcome, Sheikh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, now we can continue from that to the next topic, importance of parents.
Sure.
Yes.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most kind, the most merciful. Yes, part of our series of discussions about some of the lessons we can draw from the Karbala is the lesson of the importance of parents. You know, in Quran, there are so many places where Almighty Allah have spoken about the importance of parents. And every place He talks about the parents, He always talks about Himself and then attach the parents with Him, which means Allah, and then the next is the parents. And the reason or the wisdom behind it is because some of the mercy that Allah has in Himself, He manifested that love and caring and compassion into the parents, and especially into mother. And first of all, when you look in Arabic, the word Ar-Rahman, which means the most merciful, the most kind, right? Now, this is the name of Allah, right? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took that name which He gave Himself and gave a name of the womb of a mother from that name. And in the narration, it is mentioned that when Allah created a womb of a mother, Allah spoke to the womb. And He said to the womb, "O you womb, I created you, and I chose to name you out of my name. And I am Ar-Rahman, and you are called Rahim." Because in Arabic, the womb is called Rahim, from the word Rahma, which means a place where Allah has manifested His mercy upon human being. And that is why you see the womb of a mother is a special place in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this mother, you see her, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put so much mercy upon her that a mother is completely different than any other creature.
Yes.
Like you see a mother, for example, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put the mercy of a mother in her heart for her children is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And this can be whether among the animals, whether among the humans, whether among the jinn, or in other creatures. Right? You see a mother, Allah has put in her so much. Give you one example. One example about the mother is Allah has given her a wisdom that a mother knows a different type of cry of a child. A mother can tell you, right? When my child is crying, this cry is for attention. Right? She can tell you that.
Yes.
She can tell you this cry of my child is because he's sick. She can tell you this cry of my child is because he's hungry. Right? So she can tell. But you ask me as if I don't know. But the mother knows all of that. Right? This is from the mercy that Allah has put in her. And that is why Islam has emphasized so much about the importance of parent, and especially of the mother.
Yes.
That when you come to the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks so much about mother, that in one of the stories from the Prophet, that it is mentioned that the Prophet was in Mecca doing tawaf, going around the Kaaba. Then he saw a man came to him, say, "Ya Rasulullah, this is my mother, an elderly woman. Ya Rasulullah, I am feeding her. I am clothing her. She lived with me. I do everything for her. Ya Rasulullah, have I done something equivalent, equal to what she have done to me, that I can say, I have paid her back? Then the Prophet says, no. And he says, not, the word that the Prophet used, even like, وَلَوْ بِزَفْرَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ, which means it's like not even 1% out of 100. Wow. Say, Ya Rasulullah, she bathed me, she clothed me, I'm doing all of this now. Prophet said, yes, you're doing it, but still not even 1%. Say, why? Prophet said, let me tell you one reason, one difference. He said, listen to me. He says, you doing all of this to your mother or for your mother, and you are counting when she's going to die. So you can finish it, right? You're thinking, okay, my mom is getting old, I'm doing this. Inshallah, someday she will die and then I'll get out of this responsibility, right? But your mother was doing all of this and she's still looking for your life.
Yes.
When would my son grow up, become a man, become responsible,
Yes.
enjoy life, depend on himself, and do things for... So the intention are not equal.
Yes.
Right? You thinking of death, she's thinking life. And that itself cannot be compared. Right? That is what the Prophet told this man about his mother. Not only that, another man came to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, I want to go to the battlefield with you. I want to become shaheed so that I die in serving Islam. But I have one thing, and that is my mother. She depends on me. I take care of her. So can I leave her and go with you, Ya Rasulullah? The Prophet said no. He says, you serving your mother is better than to be killed in the battlefield. Done. Not equivalent. No, it's better. Which means if I have to go to the battlefield and get killed, it's your thawab, yes, it's higher. But you serving your mother, you have more thawab in the sight of Allah than going to the battlefield. That tells us the importance of parent. Not only that, just to understand the importance of mother and the parent, Quran, the Prophet tells us in one of the hadith, he says, I wonder of a person who lived a life to meet his father and meet the mother and yet not to go to heaven. So the Prophet said, I'm surprised. A person lived a life, he saw his father and the mother and still end up in the hellfire. He said, I'm shocked about that person. They say, Ya Rasulullah, why? He said, because your heaven and your heaven is with those parents. That if you honor them and takes care of them the way Allah wants, the Prophet said, that is your Jannah. And especially the mother. And the Prophet said in one of the hadith, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdam al-ummahat, that the heaven lies under the feet of the mothers. And I've seen in Indonesia, when I was visiting in one of my travels, it's something beautiful that I wish the Muslim world will learn about it. That on the Mother's Day, what they do, the schools will invite all the mothers to come. And the mothers come, and the children will bring water in the bowl, and the mothers will put their feet in that bowl, and the children will wash it and wipe it and put some lotions and just, work on that feet just to show that this is their gate to the heaven.
Yes. Yeah.
It's beautiful. But this is done in Indonesia, right? That is to teach the children and to teach them about the importance of mothers. Right? So in Islam, a lot of emphasis has been done about mothers, about the parents. Now, not only that, you come to the Quran. Quran talks so much about the parents. One ayah, Allah talks about the importance of the parents. He says, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حُسْنًا. Allah says, we advise human being to take care of his parents, to honor them. And this, every person is part of it. You go to the Quran, you see Prophet Isa alayhi salam, so Jesus, the day he was born, right? He was talking about part of the responsibility Allah put on his shoulder. And he says, part of his responsibility is to honor and take care of his mother. And he says, وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْنِي جَبَّارًا أَصِيًّا. He said, Allah has honored, Allah has asked me as a prophet, as a leader, to honor and respect my mother. So there is no exception in Islam as to how people should honor and take care of their parent. And Quran tells us that حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهَنًا. Allah says one of the reasons we have to respect our parents, especially the mothers, He says, because the mother carries you, right, in one weakness to another weaknesses, right? And I tell people, if you want to try, just put a backpack on your stomach and try taking shower with it, sleeping with it, walking with it, doing everywhere with it for 1 week and see how hard it is.
Yes.
But the mother carries this.
Yes. For 9 months.
And for 9 months, she does up and down with that baby. Not only that, sometimes she has to stop eating certain food that she enjoys because of the baby. The doctor will tell her, no, this food is not good for you. If you eat, the baby might be affected.
Yes.
She stops.
She stops, yeah.
Certain times, no, she wants to do certain things that's for herself. But they say, if you do, it's going to affect the baby.
Yeah.
She refrains from doing it. The way she sleeps comfortable every night, a time comes, she cannot get that comfort. That's before the baby is even born. Yes. Now, when the baby is born, now it's different story. She only sleeps when he sleeps or she sleeps. Now, she has to channel her own 24 hours around the clock on the time of the baby. If the baby is up, doesn't matter. If she's asleep or she's sleeping, she have to be awake.
Yes.
To attend for that child. When the baby is asleep, that's when she get to do certain things. And the moment is up, she has to leave everything and attend to him. All of this, not 1 day, not 2 days, not a week, not a month, years, until the baby becomes independent. Now, all of these services, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks and says, حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهَنًا عَلَى وَهَنٍ وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرا. Allah says 9 months he has to go through this difficulty, and then 2 years afterwards is nursing and taking care of that baby. That all of this sacrifice deserves some kind of appreciation. Because today, if somebody takes me out and does something 1, 2, 3 for me, I always try to appreciate what they did, right? Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no, if there is anybody you need to honor and appreciate, it's your parent. Right? And you can see this in the Quran. Allah has emphasized so much, even though it's one of the common sense that human being can understand, but Islam goes beyond that to even emphasize. Because appreciating somebody who's kind to you is a common sense. Because if my watch or my key or my wallet falls down, somebody picks up for me, it's simple, I say, thank you, right? Somebody takes me to lunch, I say, thank you. Somebody takes me somewhere, drop me off, I say, thank you. That's a common sense, right? Yes. Now, even though we can understand this, but when it comes to the parents, Quran say, no, I know you can understand, but I have to emphasize beyond that, right? So Islam has emphasized so much about parent. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in so many places that the way we should talk to them, the way we should handle them, and the way we should do things for them. And to the point where when you go to Islam, there is so much details that Islam says, number one, we should not talk when the parents are talking. We should not disrespect them in any way. Even if, see, we have something called Amr bil Ma'ruf. Amr bil Ma'ruf means encourage others to do good and discourage others to do evil.
Yes.
Now, Islam says your parents are not to be corrected in public under no circumstance. Everybody else you can. But your parents, out of respect and honor, you should never ever correct them in the public. That is to tell us the importance of parents. Not only that, you see, Islam teaches the importance of the parents, because if we disrespect our parents, what happens is we will not be happy in this world. Because there is one narration says, the Prophet says, the night of my journey to the heavens, the first thing I saw written on the throne of Allah, that Allah wrote, I am pleased with anybody who his parents are pleased with him. I am displeased with anybody who his parents or her parents are displeased with him. That is how much God is into parents. So we need to learn how to respect them and honor them in every way possible.
MashaAllah, yes. Okay, Sheikh, we'll just take a short break and come back in a few minutes, yes?
Inshallah.
I see them coming to Medina, just ahead. I see Zainab and Kulthum, just ahead. But Hussein has nobody, just ahead, and his body lies fallen in Karbala. I'm left complaining to no one and nobody. I cry out and comes to help me, nobody. I just see Hussein's head and nobody. They tell me my son's head was raised on a spear. I walk to Karbala, me and the angels side by side. When once it was me and my sons side by side, I saw the bodies. At one I sat and I side beside the one whose flag would no longer flutter. I looked around for my sons, I counted 4. But when I looked back at Hussein, I couldn't remember what I counted for. So I made sure that my sons were all accounted for and that their blood flowed for the son of Fatima. And here's me, not struck by lightning, but by awe-struck, thanking Allah that they were killed or cut or struck. I hold the flag of Abbas as I am left awe-struck and wear it as a hijab, as a proud mother.
Held the hands of Abbas, feeling grateful, and wore her hijab using the flag of Abu Fadl. And with her Lord she conversed, thank you Allah for Abbas. Al-Baneen held the hands of Abbas, feeling grateful, and wore her hijab using the flag of Abu Fadl. And with her Lord she conversed, thank you Allah for Abbas. When Allah the Almighty created the stars, He told Al-Baneen, pick 4 and they are yours. She would pick 3, but in her eyes something glitters. He descends and when he does the sky it shatters. The flag he holds sings her praises when it flutters. And besides his mother's order nothing matters. And besides his mother's order nothing matters. What a sight when Abbas and Al-Baneen would first meet. The feathers of Abbas's helmet bow down to her feet. O Lord of the universe, thank you Allah for Abbas. And with her Lord she conversed, thank you Allah for Abbas.
Welcome back, viewers. We are continuing with our topic, Lessons from Karbala, and today we're talking about the importance of parents. Please feel free also to comment or question or ask any questions on the screen, on the number on the screen below. Okay, Sheikh, thank you. We're going to continue again with the importance of parents. Yes.
As we were talking about the importance of the parents, I would like to share with you a story that one of our friends in the United States, in the state of Michigan, in the city called Dearborn, it happened. And this is a true story. There was a family, Christian family, living a normal life, where there is a father, there is a son, and there is a mother. Family, they were living life. The father had a father too, which is the grandpa. He became elderly, and he couldn't take care of himself at that age. So his son decided to bring him over to have him stay with him. When he brought the father, they were living very large, very nice, beautiful house, but they refused to put the father in the same building they live in. So the son decided to build a shed, like a wooden room, where he put his father in there. The father was there, put facilities there, so they feed the father breakfast, lunch, dinner. But while he and his wife and his son, they're living big. But the father just live in the shed there. Years passed by, the father passed away. When the father passed away, they buried him, everything is finished. So now this man came home one day and he wanted to destroy the shed. As he was starting to destroy it, his son, who was young, like probably 10, 11 years old, he came and asked, Dad, what are you doing? What are you doing? He says, oh, I'm just destroying this because it used to be where your grandpa used to live and he's no longer alive with us, so we don't need it. That's why I'm breaking it. Then the son asked the father, no, don't break it. Where would I put you when you become old? A 10 years old is asking his father this question. That if this is what you did to your father, what do you expect me to do for you? So don't destroy, keep it.
Yes.
So that can be your room also when you become elderly. Right?
He's learned from his father.
That's right.
Yes.
So the point is this. We have to understand that whatever we do to our parents, whether it's good or bad, eventually it's going to come back to us. Yes. That is something that we have to keep in mind. And that is why Islam always emphasizes us to take care of our parents. And in the tragedy of Karbala, we see Imam Hussein has taught us this lesson. Because in Karbala, there are so many mothers, but especially there are 5 very distinguished mothers who was with Imam Hussein. One of them is called Layla. One is called Rabab. One is called Farwa. One is called Zainab. And one is called Banin. All of these mothers, they all had their children in that land of Karbala. And all of them, they gave their children willingly for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Imam Hussein also taught their children the importance of the mothers. For example, you see Ali al-Akbar, when he went to the battlefield on the day of Ashura, and he came back, and when he's calling himself, when he's talking to his father, saying, I'm thirsty, then Imam Hussein told him, Inshallah, soon you will meet your father, he will give you water, and so on. So he said goodbye to his father, and he was heading to the battlefield. Then Imam Hussein called him, and he said to him, have you said goodbye to your mother? Go and say goodbye to her. All right? Then he went back to her, and that was where the scene was very heartbreaking, because the bond between a mother and the child is unthinkable. Yes. That some narration said when Ali al-Akbar went and hugged his mom, and the mom hugged him, and they both were crying, and that bond, that scene, they said even the angels could not even look at it. It was too much heartbreaking to see that scene, that Ali al-Akbar and his mother. The same thing also, Aun and Muhammad and their mother also. So you see, all of those individuals, those mothers, they were so amazing. And the same thing, Banin, the mother of Ali Abu al-Fadl Abbas, that it's amazing that even after the tragedy of Karbala, when they came and they were announcing the tragedy of Karbala, she was not even willing to listen about what happened to her children. But she was willing to listen about Imam Hussein.
Yes.
She was concerned more about him, right? Because she raised him. She was a mother to Imam Hussein, as she was mother to Abu al-Fadl Abbas. And those scenes teaches us all to learn how to keep the bond with our mothers, to learn how to keep the bond with our fathers, because fathers also are important too. And you can see also from Farwa, the mother of Qasim, that on the day of Ashura, when he went and was asking his uncle Imam Hussein to allow him to go to the battlefield, to go fight. And Imam Hussein keeps saying, no, 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 you're not older enough to go to the battlefield. Then he goes to his mother, Farwa, and he tells her that my uncle would not permit me to go to the battlefield. What should I do? Then the mother told him that, remember your father gave you a letter and he told you that when uncle refused you to go to the battlefield, show him the note from your father. And indeed that's what happened. That Qasim took the letter and he read to his uncle, and he reminded the uncle that it's not just my wish as your nephew, also my father, before he passed, he told me that I should help you and support your mission. Right? So all of this comes to teach us the importance of a father and the importance of the mother as well. So Karbala itself is a mission that comes to teach us so many things. Part of the missions that it teaches us is the importance of a father and a mother. Now, not only that, you come to the Karbala, it teaches us also how to be compassionate with the mothers, how to keep the bond with the mothers, how to be there for the mothers, right? Because one thing is that being a mother is such a great job that we men cannot understand except the mothers.
Yes.
Because when you look even in the animals, the way the mothers act is just unthinkable. For example, you see there are some birds. Those birds, they go at the time of like dried out when there's no water, they go thousands of miles to go find water. And when they find the water, what do? They soak themselves in the water, right? And when they soak the water in their wings, in their body, and then they fly to the nest where the babies are, and they squeeze themselves to get the water for their babies. These are birds.
Yes.
And this is how they show the love and care and compassion to their babies.
Yes.
Now, who can do that other than the mothers? A mother is the one who can put themselves in a position where they are hungry, but they will make sure that their children are eating. A mother is the one who will be sick, but will still do whatever it takes to protect their babies. So motherhood is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about it so much in the Quran and tells us that there is nothing one can do to pay a mother for their sacrifice. That is why we have some narration stating that when a woman goes, right, to give a birth, the moment the labor starts, Allah tells the angels to open the doors of heaven for her. If she survives, she's guaranteed the heaven. If she dies during the process, then she's going to heaven straight. Not even question. That is the significance that Islam has given to the mothers. All right. Now, they said even Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the Day of Judgment, mothers are given the opportunity to take people they want to heaven. Because of the sacrifice and the difficulties and challenges that they went through to become mothers. All right. So in Islam, a lot of emphasis, a lot of importance is given to the mothers. And you see, Quran tells us how to talk to them, how to deal with them. And even after they pass, we still have responsibility to honor them. The responsibility doesn't finish because my mother died, so that's it. No. They still have the responsibility to make sure that we pray for them. We do niyaz for them. We do pray for them. And we do things in their name to honor them. Right? Like the same thing we mentioned earlier, like the people who died in sacrificing their lives for the countries. After they die, every year we remember them. Now parents also, they have sacrificed their life for their children. So they deserve to be remembered after death, regardless of the situation. All right? So we have that responsibility towards our parents, that we should honor them and respect them, and the way we talk to them, the way we deal with them, and whatever we can to do for them is still not enough. If I buy a house for my parents, that's kindness, but it's still not enough. I send them to any part of the world for sightseeing, that's good, but it's not enough. I buy them house to live in, that's kindness, but it's still not enough. Meaning, you have to do whatever in your capacity to make sure that your parents are happy. That is how much Islam has emphasized regarding the parents and the importance of our mothers in Islam.
MashaAllah. Okay, Sheikh, then should we go to our questions now? We have some questions from our viewers. Yeah, the first one says, I need to know what is the difference between Shiaism and Sunnism.
This term, let me clarify. When we say Shia or Shiaism, the word Shia means follower of someone. Any people, any group of people who are following someone, in Arabic they call Shia.
Shia.
Now, Sunnis also is a word that is used to mean a group of people who are following the custom, because Sunnah means custom. All right. So when we say Sunnis, meaning people who are following the customs of the Prophet. Shia is a group of people who are following Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now the difference is that after the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, Muslim divided into three groups. One group is called Muhajirun, one group is called Ansar, and one group is called Shi'atu Ali. After the Prophet, Muhajirun claimed the leadership. Ansar also claimed the leadership. Then the third group, they said, no, it's not for the Muhajirun, which are the immigrant, those who left Mecca and went to Medina. Ansar are the people of Medina. These groups claim that one of them is the one supposed to be the leader after the Prophet. Then the Shia of Ali, they say, no, the leadership is not for the Ansar, the people of Medina, nor for the Muhajirun, those who migrated from Mecca to Medina. The actually one that deserves is Imam Ali. Now, things went by here and there where the group became two. All right. One group said, we know nobody who deserved the leadership except Ali. They started following Ali, taking their religious information and teachings from Ali. Now, those groups are called Shia, meaning the followers of Ali and the children of Ali, which we call them Imams. All right. So those who follow Imam Ali and his 11 children, they are called Shia. Now, the next group who said, no, we are not going to follow Ali, we're going to follow the Prophet and the companion of the Prophet, which is Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali. They call those people Sunnis, because that's how they call themselves, as to they are the followers of the custom of the Prophet. So that is the difference between Sunni and the Shia.
Okay. Then the second question we have is, why do people die? Some die as young as 1 day old and some very old. Is it because of too much sins we have done or Allah's choice?
The answer is two reasons. Number one, there are certain people who die at the early age, or people who live longer life, because that is what Allah has decided for them. Because how much we live in this world is decided by Allah. Allah is the one who decides, not me, not any individual. So if He decides that this person will die at the young age, that's what's going to happen. If He decides that this person will die at the, for example, elderly age, then that's what's going to happen. So the first answer is that it depends on the situation. Certain people, Allah make that decision, that He got to decide who dies early, who dies late. That's one. Now, there are certain people also, it's not because of that Allah decided, it's because of their action. Because sometimes our action can buy us longer life or can reduce our lives. There's that in the narrations, right? Now, the elderly people, some people might die quicker, some people might die longer, and that has to do with what they did, because there are certain sins can cut your life shorter, certain actions can make your life longer. All right. Now, for example, one of the sins they say it cuts your life short is disrespecting your parents. When a person disrespects his parents or her parents, then that causes them to lose some years of their life. That's how Allah put it. And there's nothing you can do about it. And the same thing also, when a person is obedient and kind to his parent, that also can strengthen the person's life as well. All right. So this question regarding some people die early, some people die longer, the younger age, sometimes it can be because Allah decided that, and sometimes it can be also because of somebody's sin. And the same thing applies to the elderly people, also can be because of their sins, or it can be because Allah decided that for that matter. Because at the end of the day, it's the decision of Allah, but we get to also have some kind of input in what happens to us. Because according to the Quran, there are two decisions that Allah makes. One decisions are not changeable. Nobody can change it. His decision, and that's it. Example, Allah makes decision that every living thing must die. Now, nobody can change that. You can say, I don't want to die, I want to die, but you're not going to change anything.
Yeah.
That Allah has made that rule, and it's final, and it's unchangeable. Now, there are certain decisions, He gives us an option that we can change it, either longer or shorter, depending on what we want and how we do it. One of them is, for example, if how long we want to live, we want to shorten it or we want to longer it. And Allah gave us the power that certain things when you do is prolong your life. And one of them is sadaqah, charity giving. Right? And we have a narration that one day Prophet Isa alayhi salam was traveling with his companions. And they passed by a house. And they saw people were having fun, drinking, eating, dancing. And his companions were so shocked that these people were doing that. Then Jesus, Prophet Isa, told them that now, today we are going, and they're happy. Tomorrow, as we're coming back, they will be crying, they will be mourning, somebody will die in that house. So the next day, as they're coming back, they pass by. But guess what? Nobody's mourning, nobody's crying. So the disciples asked Prophet Isa, but you told us that the next day, somebody will die, there'll be a mourn and cry, but there's no such thing. So what happened? So Prophet Isa told them that the person must have done something to prolong his life. Because in the information that I have, he should be dead today. But if he is not dead, then he must have done something to prolong his life. And then they asked, what is it that he could have done? They said, the Prophet Isa said, he might have been given a sadaqah. So go there and find out. So one of the disciples went into the house and met the man. And he asked him, yesterday we passed by here, you were having fun and all of that. But did you do something yesterday? Then the man said, if I could remember, yesterday after I was giving my food, a poor person came and was begging and was crying. He hasn't eaten for a long time. So I took my food and gave it to him. And I made my intention as this gift, this food is a charity. That's I did. I remember that.
Yeah.
Then Prophet Isa said, that charity is the reason why Allah extended his life. So in Islam, sadaqah can change our life. Praying to Allah can change our life, because sometimes Allah can make a decision that I want the person to die today, but you can make prayers and Allah can change your life and extend it. And one example is with Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, when Allah said about him that when he was swallowed by the whale, Allah said, I decided I want him to die and stay there till the day of Qiyamah. But he made dua, and Allah said, we change our decision. And we asked the whale not to digest him, but rather to throw him out and give him another chance of life. And that's what happened. So sometimes certain action can increase our life or can shorten our life as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sheikh. In fact, we're winding up our session here of the lessons of Karbala, and we must thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. It has been very enlightening to be with you for these last few days. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Amani ya Mwenyezi Mungu imfikie Hussein na Ali mwana wa Hussein na wana wa Hussein na masahaba wa Hussein.